We're following breaking news for you this morning. Fargo police investigating a fight in South Fargo that led to one arrest.
And police say they have a man in custody after an attempted shoplifting case at the Spirit Shop.
And rain showers still hitting parts of the valley this morning, but things are gradually winding down. I'll have your full forecast for your Wednesday coming up.
Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is the Valley Today on Fargo CW.
A very good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for waking up with the Valley Today just past 7 a.m. I'm Kyle Bosch here with Lisa Bedeau. We start with some breaking news we've been following this morning. Police have one man in custody after a domestic incident in South Fargo that turned violent. Officers were called out to the 300 block of 24th Street South just after midnight.
Police say there were 2 adults and 2 juveniles involved in the incident. They have taken one man into custody for terrorizing after he allegedly pulled out a weapon, which turned out to be a BB gun. Police are still working to confirm his identity. We're also following breaking news in Moorhead, where police are combing the industrial park on the city's south side for a suspect who took off running from officers.
Police aren't saying a lot right now, but they do tell Valley News Live that it started with a slow-speed chase through town around 5 this morning. Of course, we'll bring you more details as soon as they become available.
And there are new developments in a story we first brought you yesterday on the Valley Today. Fargo police have a man in custody following a terrorizing incident at the Spirit Shop. They say they are still working to confirm the identity of the man involved, but should be releasing more information a little later today.
Now, officers were first called out to that liquor store near 13th Avenue South just before 1 a.m. yesterday. Police say that workers had caught the man trying to shoplift some alcohol, but when they confronted him, he pulled out a knife. The man is now facing shoplifting and terrorizing charges.
It sounds like you should keep the umbrella handy again today. Let's get our first check of our weather today with Lisa Green.
Yeah, that's especially the case up north and in the east. Things getting better in the southwest, so it really depends on where you are. But we are slowly seeing things start to wind down. Even the intensity of the rain is coming down as well. So here's a look at our totals so far. Fergus Falls, more than an inch of rain has fallen there, probably going to add to that total a little bit this morning. Fargo, we're at 1.2 at the airport, in and around the metro, kind of in that range of an inch to an inch and a half. And in Lisbon, about an inch and a half or a little bit more than that. Oaks has checking in with that 2.39 inch total. We're ranging in the 2 to 3 inch range here. And Brampton, North Dakota, if you don't know exactly where that is, that's a township in Sargent County, a rural area, but a report from that region of a little over 2.5 inches of rain that has fallen there. So some heavy rain showers in parts of the valley. Here's a look at some northern valley rain showing up. Grand Forks down over toward Bemidji. We're looking at those rain showers going on there with a couple of pockets of heavier rain happening. Northeastern North Dakota especially seeing some of that rain going on. Eventually that will start to shift off to the east and we'll see things quiet down. It's in the east where we're a little cooler. North too, we're in the upper 30s there. Fargo is at 44, so a pretty mild start, and 42 degrees in Grand Forks. The issue that happens after the rain moves out, there's that moisture that's still hanging around, and with light wind or lighter wind and cooler temperatures, we've seen some fog develop. So visibility is at 2 miles in Cooperstown and over in Gwinner. Also over toward Detroit Lakes, 2.5 miles there too. So be careful as you're driving, watch out for that, and we'll continue to have that rain impact our northwestern Minnesota viewers into the later morning hours, even around noon, still getting a little bit of rain there. Temperatures ranging from about 40 east to the upper 40s. By lunchtime, we'll click up a couple more degrees there, and a few of us hitting the low 50s in southeastern North Dakota for highs, but that'll be about as good as we get. Mostly cloudy skies, maybe a couple of breaks in the clouds this afternoon, but generally a cloudy day with the rain showers ending. So we'll get the rain out of here. The wind will ease up. We'll be into the teens, and that should help us out as far as seeing improving conditions. Later tonight, more clearing happening, and we'll get a little bit better off for the day for tomorrow. But still a little rainfall in the forecast in those areas where we're seeing it. Up in the north into the east, we could see as much as another ½ inch of rain in a couple of places. I think that's starting to come down a little bit as we go through time. I would say more like 1/4 of an inch or less as this continues to work its way through. So not quite done with it yet, you guys. We're still getting some sprinkles out there, even in Fargo, Moorhead. So you'll need those windshield wipers, and things are going to improve, though, coming up shortly in the forecast.
It's a real soaker. I'm ready for a break.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lisa.
Developing for you this morning, the Richland County Sheriff's Office is asking for your help to identify a man who allegedly broke into more than 20 cars and garages over the weekend. This is a surveillance picture of the man police are looking for. Authorities say the break-ins happened early Sunday morning in Barney, Great Bend, Matador, and Morton.
People in the four towns say nothing valuable was taken, but they no longer feel safe. Deputies say they're adding extra patrols in the area and want to remind everyone to keep their homes and vehicles locked. Anyone with information should call the Richland County Sheriff's Department. That number's on your screen right now, 701-642-7711.
Also developing this morning, the heat is on the Department of Defense to resolve a controversy surrounding California National Guard's re-enlistment bonuses that were given out years ago. The Pentagon says about 6,500 Guard soldiers have been told that they will have to repay $15,000 or more.
It's happening after audits revealed the California National Guard overpaid the soldiers. Secretary of Defense Ash Carter says the issue is complicated, but says his department will resolve the problem. The White House has ordered the Pentagon to speed up its review, and a bill in Congress could limit or stop the military's ability to recover overpayments. The developer of the Dakota Access Pipeline has announced that they plan to remove and press charges against more than 100 protesters who are camping out on private land near the project. That news comes just as police have announced the highway that runs south of Bismarck has been shut down indefinitely because of those protesters. Highway 1806 is closed between a law enforcement checkpoint at Fort Rice and the intersection of Highway 24. Officials say they were able to end an incident involving a roadblock peacefully on Monday, but that doesn't mean the highway is safe to travel.
Well, those protesters in central North Dakota are getting a little star power from Hollywood to further their case. Actor Mark Ruffalo was in Fort Yates yesterday holding a news conference about the pipeline protests, and he recently spoke at a rally in Los Angeles protesting against man-made climate change and the Dakota Access Pipeline. Now, Ruffalo will not be the only star that may be making an appearance. He says actor Leonardo DiCaprio is planning a visit to North Dakota to support pipeline opposition as well. One woman is now recovering from her injuries after a crash involving a Moorhead school bus on Highway 75 yesterday morning.
Police say the driver of the SUV pulled out in front of the bus. The bus driver swerved to try and avoid it, but ended up hitting the SUV on the driver's side. The driver of the SUV was taken away by ambulance, but Moorhead police say she is expected to be okay.
Now, the school bus did end up in the ditch with some significant damage. No children were on the bus at the time of the crash. The Minnesota State Patrol is investigating a rollover crash near Glendon, Minnesota that left a woman hurt. 33-year-old Catherine Middlestead of Valley City was driving east on Highway 10 when she ended up going into a ditch on the north side of the road.
The vehicle hit a mailbox, stop sign, and intersection sign before rolling, then coming to a rest on its roof. Troopers believe the wet roads may have played a role in the crash. A man in the Northern Valley is facing child neglect charges. 27-year-old Anthony Mishler of Grand Forks was arrested for alleged mistreatment of 3 children who were living with him.
A police officer had responded to a report that 3 kids at a trailer in Columbia Heights Trailer Park smelled like pet urine. The officer says when he arrived, he found garbage all over the place, human feces on the walls, window, and carpet, and 3 cats urinating around the home. If convicted, Mishler faces a maximum of 5 years in prison. The children have been turned over to social services. A Grand Forks man is in jail this morning after allegedly hitting another man in the head with a hammer. David Narlock is facing an aggravated assault charge. Police say they responded to an apartment complex on the 300 block of 10th Avenue North Monday night. The victim told officers he was in a common basement area when Narlock came in and told him he was being too loud and then hit him in the head with a hammer. Police say the victim had a large bleeding wound on the back of his head.
10 minutes after 7, in our election 2016 coverage this morning, Hillary Clinton celebrates her 69th birthday today, once again campaigning in Florida. Meanwhile, rival Donald Trump heads to North Carolina. Trump spent a 3rd straight day in the Sunshine State, denouncing Obamacare premiums yesterday, set to go up about 20% for some people next year. Despite holding a 3-point lead over Trump in Florida, Clinton urged supporters not to be complacent come Election Day. Measure 4 opponents in North Dakota are facing more scrutiny after mailers with the images of veterans telling people they should vote no ended up in mailboxes across the state.
Several veteran organizations are now coming together to support Measure 4 and let people know that the flyers, in their words, are misleading at best. Now, those against Measure 4 say that if it passes, only a small amount of money would go toward helping veterans, while the rest would be left up to the government to spend however they might like. Headlights on some new pickups out on the road are scoring low on a key new test. Ahead on the Valley Today, we'll let you know what the problem is and what companies are doing to try and fix it.